retirement. It starts to come out of what happened. And you hear someone say, and you hear him say on his podcast, say, Adam Silver had to talk him out of retirement. First of all, I just want to hear what Adam Silver has to say about that. I want to hear him phrase it and see, does Adam Silver phrase it as I stopped him out of retirement, or is Adam Silver just going to be like, me and him met, he mentioned he was going to retire, and I was like, you're stupid. That's stupid. That's just you talking out of you're just emotional. And then they passed that over and just kept talking like they were normally going to do anyway. That was the conversation was going to be related to how we're going to get you back in the league. It sounds like Draymond he was kind of pouting. He was kind of pouting because, first of all, if you look up his contract, which NBA contracts are usually like mostly guaranteed contracts, Draymond was going to basically retire and then leave $70-90 million on the table. This year he's making $22 million, so he was going to leave like half of that on the table. Stop it. Next year he makes 24. The following year he makes 25. The following year he makes 27 guaranteed. That's like $70 something, 90 if you include the rest of this year. Was he really? First of all, let's just say, okay, he retired. Money wise, he's fine. He probably has enough money for his generations to come, family, everything. But he's going to have to live with that decision. His loved ones are still going to have to live with the decision he made, even though they won't have any say in it. But they're going to have to live with that decision you made, because no matter what, that's $90 million. How many people can you help with $90 million? I know a lot of people don't think like that, unfortunately, in the world we are today. But money is about helping people. It's not about helping yourself. It's about helping people. $1 million, you can live a long time off that. We're talking about 90. You're going to leave that on the table because you don't feel like you can get yourself mentally ready to not do some of the stupid stuff you do in the league, like hitting people below the belt, kicking people, choking people, punching people. No. At the end of the day, Draymond pouted, and he got ahead of it. This is what's so sad about this character, in a way, his mindset. He thought he's doing the right thing by mentioning that Adam Silver talked him out of retirement. In reality, he's just trying to say, hey, I was going to leave the NBA. I was like, fuck it, I'm fine. He had to talk me back. He had to talk you into taking $90 million. How's that conversation even sound? Hey, Draymond, if you retire today, you're going to miss $90 million. Oh, I have money. Okay. I would have if I was Adam Silver, I would have been like, okay, that's fine. If Draymond retired today, are we stopped watching basketball? If LeBron retired today, even, are we stopped watching basketball? A lot of people will, believe it or not, but Draymond's not LeBron, and LeBron isn't retiring today. He's definitely not leaving $90 million on the table to retire. So let's just, Draymond, you're good for the league, man. I think you're going to be a good broadcaster. I think you're going to be a good sports show host. I think you're going to be on TNT with that's clearly a deal that you already have. I think you're going to be good at all that, but you can miss us with the retirement. You would have been better off just retiring, because you saying that you were going to retire when you just signed a contract before the season and you have 3 more years after that for $75 million. You saying you're going to retire just makes you look stupid. Now we can't really take you for what you're saying. We used to take you for what your word was, because you came off as somebody who was truthful and honest and in those kind of ways. Not with the issues on the court, but when you spoke, you came off as somebody who could be reliable. He wouldn't BS us. He's one of those people who just gonna shoot it straight. But now you're talking about you gonna retire and leave $90 million on the table, and somebody had to talk you out of it. It just sounds stupid. It just sounds stupid. Why didn't you just come back and say, hey, I made a mistake, I got better, and that's it? Now, to the NBA and to Adam Silver, the fact that you were tricked by Draymond into believing, for whatever reason, that he would have retired, or maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm giving Draymond too much credit. He didn't trick anybody. The NBA is just about money. They never cared about how Draymond acted. They really just cared about how it made the NBA look. They never cared about how Draymond's mental is. if he has any mental issues or not. They just said, you know what? We're going to do the bare minimum. Attend some virtual sessions with some people from the NBA and things like that, because that's what they said if you read it. People from the NBA, like the Warriors and the NBA league office, were in those virtual meetings. So if I tell you, hey, you're going to be suspended and miss out on this money unless you show us that you have changed. And the way you show us that you have changed is by showing up to these virtual meetings where all the people that you have to prove that you've changed to are going to be there. Aren't you going to act on your best behavior? Keyword, act on your best behavior. Of course you are. Why would you not? You're not an idiot, right? You're not an idiot. So when it comes to what the league did, I really feel like them reinstating him after 12 games, what was it, 12 games, 3 weeks, 22 days, whatever it was, they gave up everything that we knew was the truth. They didn't really care. If you really cared, he would still be suspended. If you really cared, you would make him talk to everybody who he hit. LeBron, Jordan Poole, whoever he choked out, all those incidents over the last few years. Oh, no, you got to address that. No, you got to address that. You need to have those conversations. We don't even need to be there, but you need to have those conversations with those individuals. You need to apologize and tell them where you were wrong and all that, because that's rehabilitation. Not these little virtual sit downs and what were you thinking? What's going on at home? What do you think could have stopped it? The dude's a millionaire. All right, he's okay. And the things that we really, really want to understand is the stuff he's doing on the court that's stupid. The things he's doing in the league that's stupid. He don't have a track history off the court of being, he don't have no jail, prison background or anything like that. He wasn't kicked out of schools. He's doing these things on the court. And it's stupid. It's just clear. It's just stupid. You just care about yourself. You choke people out. All these things to do what? None of those things are what we look at you as a good player. Not one person is going to say Draymond Green is a great player because he argues technical fouls better than anybody, longer than anybody. Nobody's going to say he's a great player because he punched Jordan Poole. Nobody cares about that. Who cares? Nobody said Michael Jordan was a great player because he punched Steve Kerr in practice. That wasn't one highlight. So Draymond just needs to understand what his fame is coming from. His fame is coming from because he's a good basketball player. That's where his fame comes from, because he's a good basketball player. Understand that, believe it, and then know you also are never going to be as popular as Steph Curry. So don't try to be as popular as Steph Curry. Let him get his clout that he deserves, and you stay in your lane and stop trying to be this enforcer that nobody thinks you are. Nobody thinks you are an enforcer of the 90s. We don't believe it. So if that's the case you're trying to prove, stop it. The NBA, if you're trying to show us that you really care about these players and what could be causing them to do the dumb things they do, stop suspending people for 3 weeks and calling it rehabilitation or saying that you really did something. You didn't. You didn't do anything. He should be suspended for a longer. I would have suspended him for the rest of the year. His track record is too long. You shouldn't have a damn 10-minute highlight of all the stupid things you do. Get off the damn court.